Hello and welcome to the Sweaty the Farmer and the Game Design. We have in a special Christmas discount our own Milky Way soda. Just drink the stars. This episode number 59. I intend to live forever. I do. I am the London Gamer as the Sweaty.
And I am Lucho the Farmer. Thanks for joining us in this episode. This week we fought and crossed the ridges of a world full of stories to tell.
It's a world full of stories to tell. Alright, so we come here for our third episode of reviewing the biggest launch in history for 4 days. The game of 15-year-old storytelling and memories and people and media. We're back, and now we're gonna check the lore and story of World of Warcraft. But before that, our disclaimer. Remember, the discussion here is based on our own opinions and our own in-game experiences. Anything that we say here could be wrong, so feel free to tell us that it's wrong in any of our social medias, in any way that you deem necessary to tell us that everything is wrong. And that we're bad podcasters or something like that.
You think so?
You think so? And yeah, so, and a second disclaimer this time, spoilers, I guess?
Yep.
Big spoilers for a fresh new expansion and little spoilers for a 15-year-old game.
I mean, spoilers probably for the new campaign.
Yeah, exactly.
For the new expansion.
Yeah. For big spoilers for new expansion, little spoilers for the rest of the story of World of Warcraft.
Yeah. I guess.
All right, so. I was gonna say something about the story of Warcraft in general, because the particular thing about the lore and story of World of Warcraft is that it's a continuation of a bigger lore told in the World of Warcraft universe, right?
I mean, Shadowlands is just a new chapter in the World of Warcraft book.
Yes. In the World of Warcraft big book of things and stories, because technically, if you think about it, the story of World of Warcraft started in the first game, which was Orcs versus Humans.
Yeah,
which was technically the first Orc invasion to Azeroth.
It was the story of the first war.
Yeah, the story of the first war and blah blah blah. And then we have World of Warcraft 2, Warcraft 2. Yep. And then after that we have Warcraft 3, which is the story of the new Lich Lord, then the rising of the Lich King. Yeah, as Arthas as the Lich King.
It's basically the third war.
Yeah, the third war. And then we for the first time we know characters as Jaina and Arthas and Troll and all these central characters.
Warcraft 3 is the origin for a lot of the quote-unquote classic World of Warcraft characters.
Correct. And after that,
the big names.
After the end of World of Warcraft 3 is where... after the end of World of Warcraft is where World of Warcraft picks up. 2 years after, right? If I'm not wrong? Like 2-3 years after?
That's what they say. It's still debatable, but yeah, it's pretty much right after.
Yeah, it's right after.
The World of Warcraft peaks, like story, timeline-wise, it peaks right after.
Yeah, and...
After Warcraft 3, last expansion.
Yes.
Story.
Correct. So that's what World of Warcraft as a game, in terms of stars, right?
Yeah, it's been... They've been telling that story for a couple of decades now.
Why do you want to start by talking about Shadowlands?
What else do you want to talk about?
It's just a question. It's just a question. Like, we generally start in chronological order in this lore analysis.
I mean, we're not reviewing the lore.
Correct.
We're talking about the main quest.
Correct.
So, what's your question all about?
Yes. So, in terms of lore, how do the main quest of Shadowlands delivers?
Again, we're not talking about the main quest. No, we're not talking about lore.
Yes, I know. Yeah. Do you have your point? Yes.
that we're reviewing the main quest, like how good of a quest it is, how invested do you feel in it, how good is the
narrative,
is the theory of it.
I know, I was just giving context. So
okay.
So
it's just that that's kind of an false errand.
Yes,
because we will spend hours and hours talking about
the rest of the narrative in the game, but we will kind of try to do that. Anyways,
we won't we won't dive deep into a lot of the game.
No,
like not the lore itself.
Not the lore itself. Yeah, we're here to discuss if the narrative of the game is good or not.
Yeah,
and if it's well delivered, and if it's if he's accomplishing his objective for putting in some shape. So, the main quest of Shadowlands. Yeah, I did.
I mean, first of all, Shadowlands is like the main story quest is a very linear quest.
Yes.
And it's like the very standard hero journey of the hero arrives to a new place.
Correct.
It gets to know all these people. Basically, we get to learn about all the new zones by jumping from zone to zone, and
in the crisis of this new place.
Yeah, and basically they're showing us the story of why are we there.
Yeah. I really like that they straight away. I really like that style. They straight away put you in a danger zone. Like you are straight away thrown into the mall as soon as you arrive into the expansion.
That's a very dramatic way of starting the campaign for sure, and it's very effective on making you feel at danger.
Correct. And on top of that, they remove all your allies from that you've been allying with for the last 2 expansions.
What are you talking about?
Look, where they capture at the end of that prologue, they capture Jaina and Hufov and all these guys.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. So they remove your allies, they make you feel vulnerable again, and then they start explaining, and then it does a great job. Like I imagine that you have heard this in all the other reviews. It does a great job of presenting the new locations.
Yes, which is to be honest, which is the main objective of at least World of Warcraft main quest, is just to introduce you to the new zones and the main conflict.
Yeah, and tell you all about them. And
what I would say that the main quest does a really bad job at putting things in context.
What do you mean?
That if you came new to a game and you see, first of all, you won't see all these people getting captured to a mall, because that happened on the prologue to expansion. So
you're right. You are right.
And then the main first of all, to be clear, we haven't played all the main quests because
supposedly the main quest
expansion is still going, and we're still unlocking story chapters throughout the different progression systems in the campaign.
Yeah, correct.
But it's still a lot of the emotional weight hinges in that you care about this character.
Correct.
And if you don't, then it kind of doesn't matter.
Yes, correct. I will absolutely agree.
And then that's a problem. Like for the main quest, like for the main quest to have any emotional resonance with the player, you need to be invested in this. And if you're not, then it kind of falls flat in its face.
It's like, oh well, they captured these people. Well, okay.
and in that sense,
but in that sense, I say that it recovered. Like yes, but it's still. I think it does a very good job in making us care about these zones that we visit.
For
like
sure,
the Bastion and Ardenweald.
For sure. As like introducing new zones, new people, new conflicts,
and making you care about
making
you care about it, and showing you cool things that happen in those zones is the strong side of this main quest.
Yeah, it does make you care. Like you go through the zones playing, and you say, "Okay, I care about these people." Yeah. It has, it has interesting moments on itself.
Yep, correct.
It's just that as a whole, it can fall short.
Yes.
If you're not already.
It does make you care about the central conflict of the expansion. That is the lack of anima, and then there is this guy who's stealing all the anima. Yeah,
it makes you care about it.
Yeah.
For sure. Like I wouldn't say no, but I would say that like the difference in how you can resonate with that in between someone who knows the characters and someone who doesn't.
Yeah.
It's too big of a gap for me to praise it for that.
Fair enough. Yeah.
That's my point.
Yeah, because one of the heavies, and I was thinking about this, like one of the heavy dramatic touches that the main story tried to deliver to you is when they show you that they're torturing these characters that they imprison them on, right? And you're God, this is bad.
Again, like a lot of the emotional connection pivots around you caring about these characters that you've been hanging around for a while.
Correct. And of course, the game is trying twofold. It's like, oh yeah, you have these central characters. We've been like central dramatic characters for the last expansions, and you should care about them.
It's not the last expansion. That's the problem. Is that these have been main characters for years.
For years, yeah.
Like we have known Jainas since Warcraft 3.
Correct. We have known
Anduin since Vanilla.
Yeah.
Because Anduin was a kid in Vanilla.
Yes.
We have known.
Wasn't he like one of the central characters in Myst?
Yeah, and in Vanilla as well.
In Vanilla too? Oh, okay.
In Vanilla, he got kidnapped
by one of the
and when Varian went to rescue him, he got split into two.
And all the dragon conflict and this sort of stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember.
But like Bloodhoof as well. Like we've known Bloodhoof since I think Vanilla as well. Well, and his father before that, who was a big part of Warcraft 3.
Correct.
So for the people who care about Warcraft, like these names have been with you for decades now.
Yeah.
And it like the emotional punch of a lot of bits of the story campaign really do rely on that.
Yes.
Which it's something that works against it. It does but it's something that you can escape. Because again,
correct.
This is a 16-year-old game that's been running its story for almost 20 years now. So
correct. But like I insist, they do a very good job in making you care about the new zones and the new characters in those zones that are.
They do, for sure they do.
Yeah, so you care. And right now I'm a Ventir, and I do kind of starting to care about what happened to the Ventir Prince that is trying to combat the big bad of this patch.
Yeah, I mean, like they do a really good job with the Covenant campaign in major care of your specific faction.
Yeah, the philosophies that they will hold and all that is interweaved with the narrative that we've seen so far. It is in that side is very good, very very well done.
Yeah, and another thing that is very good, and I don't know if you noticed it, but like pretty much the whole main quest is voice acted.
Yes, that's fantastic. I love it.
It is fantastic. Which is, I mean, it's something that, like, for technical reasons, was not possible, like,
with everything,
for vanilla,
because it's super expensive.
But that's something that has been improving. Like for example, not all the main quests in BFA
were voice acting.
Or Legion, for that matter, had voice acting.
Correct. I noticed that.
Now, pretty much all the main quests.
Yes.
Has voice acting through it.
Yes.
Which is so good.
Yes.
it helps the immersions so much.
Yes, yeah, absolutely agree with you, 100%.
And it's something that a lot of WoW players would notice because
oh my god, Lucho died. Lucho? Sorry for that, folks. We had technical
issues.
Technical problems. as is usual in the internets. Everybody has technical problems once in a while. Anyways, you were saying.
What was I saying?
What were you saying? You were talking about. We're talking about the connections with the new zones, and that they did a very good job of connecting you with the new characters.
Yeah.
And the voice acting. Yeah, the now everything was voice acted.
Yeah, and that is I was saying that's something that some players kind of ignore because they just rush through the campaign.
Yep.
But it's definitely a highlight, at least in my book, for Shadowlands.
Correct. I agree with you. It's like it is very welcome. Of course, you cannot have in voice acting everywhere, but yeah.
You don't have it for like you know how you'll get to a zone and get like a bunch of quests, like pick up on a hub and then go around and complete those.
Yep.
Like at least for the first time and like for a couple of important missions in that zone. If like also even for most of them, you'll get some type of voice acting.
Yes.
Which helps a lot.
Yeah. So that's a big improvement in that side of narrative, and yeah, the campaign has like some beautiful moments, especially the big impacts on the rebirth of Ysera. That was a very cool moment. I think that's kind of the highlight of that.
Ardenwall campaign is really nice.
Yeah.
Like you're doing the whole repelling the invasion while caring for Ysera, and then you have it has really nice like in-game cutscenes. Like
yeah. It has yes. That was the next thing. Very well done. Like balancing those like pre-rendered and in-engine game cutscenes.
We didn't get many pre-render ones this time.
Which I think
the only ones
better.
that we have is we have the shorts.
Yes. Correct.
That we knew from beforehand because they were basically used as promotional material.
I did like it that they included in the.
I like them that they include all of them in the narrative.
Yes.
I miss the full pre-render cinematics, but I'll guess. But my guess is that when we get going closer with like the Sylvanas storyline, we'll start getting more pre-render cutscenes.
I do. Well, we have to make a. I think for World of Warcraft we have to make a distinction between super high-res pre-rendered cinematics that they deliver and then in-game pre-rendered cinematics. Right?
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Yeah.
Right, because those two exist. Then I like that they punctuate the big expansion, the big moments that you don't see with the big pre-rendered super cinematic. Yes, with the super big cinematics, like the launch of Shadowlands, when Sylvanas enters and defeats Bolvar. I'm talking about those cinematic, right?
Yeah.
But I do really like when they do in-game cinematics, because again, World of Warcraft and the art style doesn't need that much help to look cool delivering story.
Well, I disagree with you. I really like the high res.
Yes, I'm not saying that they're no. I'm not saying that you don't want them. I'm saying that I prefer that when you are getting his story in the game, when you're experiencing the lore while playing, I prefer them to have the in-game render cinematics, because of the art style of World of Warcraft. It takes me less out of the immersion of the game when I'm experiencing the story. That's what I'm saying. But
you don't get that many high-res cinematics in one expansion.
That's what I'm saying. That I prefer that way. That I prefer them doing.
Yeah, but it has never been other way.
It's never been other way. So I like it. I like that in general.
Yeah,
that's my point.
I know what you're talking about, and you're talking about BFA.
Yeah, because it works.
But that's just no. Okay, shut up. Like that's just because you experienced BFA in a short period of time.
All right.
And you got to watch all the high-res cinematics.
Okay.
Pretty close to one another, but we got those 5 cinematics.
Yeah.
Over 2 years.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's it. But I do like it when
maybe that's it. No, that's it. I'm telling you. Like,
yeah.
Like the whole Sourfang, like big pre-rendered cinematic storyline.
Yeah.
Those 4 cinematics came like throughout the 2 years of BFA.
Okay, fair enough.
They didn't come all in 8.3.
I do like, but I felt that this Starve Coming had a bunch of cinematic moments. Not necessarily pre-render cinematics, but it has a lot of cinematic moments between pre-render and in-engine cinematics.
BFA had a lot of those.
Yeah, I know.
Had a lot of those.
What I'm saying at the end is like that works in favor for World of Warcraft.
It does work in favor. That's
what I'm saying. In terms of narrative, it works very favorably for them.
Yeah, but it's expensive to produce.
Yeah,
either type of cinematic.
Yeah, correct. But it was very, very, very cool through this campaign that it had that good pace. It never took me out of the story that they were telling me about the new zones. It never took me out of the conflict in the mall. All the cinematics were cool and interesting, and it kept the lore going. And as I am playing the Renown campaign for the rest of the campaign, it still has those big moments where they have like cinematic pieces about the conflict inside the covenant that you're in, and they show you the big bite. I like the big bite reveal of the Sire Denetrius in the campaign.
Yeah.
So yeah, those were the high moments of it. I did like the entrance to the Sanctum of Maldraxxus when you do the Ocarina of Time campaign of Maldraxxus. We're talking about.
I mean, okay, like the Bastion campaign, it's very Zelda-like too, because it's exactly the same idea.
Yeah.
Just go to the temples and do something in each temple.
For the Bastion campaign?
Yeah.
For the Bastion
all the Bastion campaign, all is about going to the different temples in Bastion and like talking to the people in the temple.
Yeah.
Like right. The Temple of Courage.
Why did I notice it more in Maldraxxus than
because the Maldraxxus one is more in your face with the whole collect the runes for the sword.
Yeah, that's the reason. You're right.
It's just that, but it's the exact same type of campaign.
Yeah.
Like at least those 2 zones are pretty much the same.
Yes.
Like go to a temple or go to the House of Ice and do something. Go to a Temple of Valor and do something.
Yeah. Temple of Water and get the water boots.
It's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah. And as we said, like if you're gonna if you're gonna steal story beats, steal from the best.
I mean, that really doesn't belong to anyone. It's a pretty standard trope.
I know. Of like, go get the thingamajiggy and bring it back.
Yeah, like go to that zone and complete your things and come back and tell me a report.
Yeah, but I wasn't in any point like I the other thing about this main quest is I wasn't in any point bored or wanted to get to the next zone or wanted to get into endgame.
No.
So I would say
it is well paced.
Yeah, in terms of pace, it is well paced. In terms of that, like even if we spend some more time doing side quests in some of the zones, we didn't feel that it was a slow pace.
No, it's very well paced. It gives you enough time to get to see the general aesthetic and thing going on in each zone.
Yeah, and
then move on.
Yeah, and that's important for the selling of the covenants and that sort of stuff, because the idea of the covenant is like you at the end choose the covenant that you most like because of your experience in the zone and the characters you like or the philosophy that they show you. So they do a very good job of doing that too.
They do succeed in that,
yeah.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. All right, side missions.
I like them. I always like WoW side missions.
You always like WoW side quest?
Yeah.
So again, the principal tenets of what is considered to be a good side quest. It gives you it delivers good and interesting lore, additional lore on whatever you're doing.
That is not the only thing.
That's one of the things. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
It is a yes or no? Yes.
It depends. Some of them, not all of them.
Not all of them. All right. It gives you interesting rewards and interesting things to do.
The rewards probably not, because they're fairly just get new pieces of gear that you are gonna need because you're leveling up for the most part.
Yeah.
If you're not doing them while you're leveling up, you're just getting trash gear and basically some extra gold.
Correct. And lastly, they're not absolutely necessary or cumbersome or get in the way.
I mean, they're side like the thing in WoW is that you can do whatever you want. You can ignore all the side quests. It won't have. I mean, it will affect some things, but it's mainly cosmetic thing.
Correct.
And I think where they shine for me is in developing the character of the zone.
Yes.
More than anything else.
Yes.
Because it's not giving you like these super big interesting characters. It's just giving you like little bits of story that kind of tells you what the daily life in the zone is.
Correct.
And that helps the zone to
be more fleshed out, to immerse you more.
Yeah, to feel more alive. Like for example,
Absolutely.
I remember that in Bastion we did this side quest with that we were helping reveal one of the mechanical lion thingies.
Yeah.
I like that side quest. It was just did it build something? No, but it was cool seeing helping them, saying that okay, these people are in charge of building and training the little mechanical lion thingies.
Yeah.
And you go and rescue one and help him remember things, and you go back and get parts.
Train him. Yeah.
Train him. It's very it's very simple, but it's like, oh yeah, these people do this.
Yeah.
And at the end you get to choose between the quest for the little lion thing or the quest for the little bird thing.
Yeah, super cool. I agree with you.
It's endearing. It's just flesh out the world
answer.
more
Super
than anything. More, just the zone. It's just telling you what the zone is all about. And
correct.
Like a lot of the Maldraxxis, for example, side quests are about like going and helping fight battles, like go kill elites and that kind of thing. Go infiltrate other houses and do shady stuff. It's just what the song is. So that's and again, a lot of the Ardenwald side quests are like going to Ardenwald, foraging spirits, collecting souls, taking care of
animals and
of the little garden thingies. So like there was a big side quest line that we did that was all about that we get introduced to one of the side characters that take care of the like soul patches garden thingies.
Yep.
And the whole side quest was just about helping her like get to grasp the situation of the whole anima drought and that some of the souls needed to be sacrificed.
Yeah, and it was super sad.
It was sad. It was just a side quest. It didn't have any influence more just than letting you experience a little bit of the lives of the people in the song.
Yeah, correct. And what they care about and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, and I think they succeed in that sense.
Yeah,
they are mainly for fluff.
Yes.
Really.
But it's a good fluff.
It is good fluff. I'm not complaining.
It is a very good fluff. Yeah, absolutely agree. So yeah.
And like reward wise, but the problem is that the reward scheme for WoW as a thing doesn't revolves around questing at all.
Yeah. Which is good. Which is good. They just have like reputations. They give you cosmetics.
Good or bad doesn't matter. It's just that the gear progression in WoW has nothing to do with quest.
Yeah.
So it is kind of disconnected from the beginning.
Yeah.
Is that a good or a bad thing? But that's a different discussion. Just it's just not what WoW is. So
correct. But I did like all the side quests that I've done. I do like the mini histories that they're telling me. Even like in Ventier, when you're like helping purging these people's sins and that sort of stuff, and like make them become Ventiers, and they hold these things, and it's all about like the aristocrat, the funny aristocrats, and of course the funny side of WoW is more in there in the side quest when you get to do goofy things. yeah, for sure. Like the main quest is very serious affair, dramatic and stuff
of getting to know the problems. The side quest it's where you get to rescue a dude and make tea for him.
But you were telling me about this experience about that I didn't saw, and I'm like, oh, maybe I will do a character and go Knife when you were doing a play for Ysera.
Oh yeah, that's part of the main quest, but
yeah,
because that's part of the Covenant quest.
For the Covenant quest,
like at some point I'll make one character in each Covenant, even if it is just to grind the renown and see the story bites.
Yeah.
I'll definitely do that at one point.
Yeah, and it's very good. I'm very happy with what I've seen so far. Very happy with the side quest.
It is very good, and it speaks miles to me if I'm willing to put up the time to level up and grind a little bit on each character.
Yeah. Just
to experience the campaign.
Yeah, correct.
Those specific sounds that I don't have access to right now. Because you have to choose.
Correct.
That's a good sign for me.
Yeah, absolutely. I will agree with you that the game encourages you and seduce you because of the quality to go and check the other parts of it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so it's very good main quest, very good side quest. Shadowlands is good.
I mean,
what?
Why don't we talk about the rest of the game? Is because one, there's a lot of game to talk about.
Yes.
There is too much game, and too
much game.
If you come right now to WoW, you won't see much of that game.
That is true.
Because now leveling is super fast. So 1 through 50 will be done in one expansion. You will see some of the story in that expansion.
Yeah.
But not all of it.
Yeah.
And even by that measure, you're leaving out 5-6 expansions. Yeah. Whose story you're just not going to see in game.
Correct.
So that's why I'm not talking about it. We can do it, but
yeah, because you put here story turning points. So you mean in general in the lore of World of Warcraft?
No, I mean Shadowlands.
You mean Shadowlands? All right. Okay.
Again, because we're gonna talk about there are plenty across all the game.
Yeah.
There are multiple storylines that have different turning points. Just
if you want to know the whole story of World of Warcraft, there is a lot of good videos that tell you.
Go and watch the novel.
Yeah. There you go.
He's an amazing World of Warcraft lore content creator.
Yeah.
He has amazing videos in all of anything that you can imagine.
Yeah, he has the whole story of the game till present. He has more in deep. If you're like, oh, I like the story of this expansion, is there more of it? And then he does like super in deep character studies of like super in deep detailed stories of the expansion that you want to go check out. If that character is super interesting, he has like videos about the story of that character in detail. So
just that's what I'm not talking about anything outside Shadowlands.
Correct. So what are the story turning points in Shadowlands?
I mean, the first one is the
Shadowlands actually existed. I think I will count that as a story turning point. Like, there's actually a thing. You just don't simply die, and that's it.
I really like the whole Maldraxxus is invading Bastion at the end of Bastion. That was pretty cool.
Yes.
I really like when, which is again, it's just like you're like, it is such a change of tone. Like you go through Bastion, not doing happy stuff because we're still in hell.
Yeah.
And we're in the afterlife. And we're just helping souls like deal with like being dead and stuff like that.
Yes.
But it's a very like Bastion's a very relaxed zone in that sense.
It's a very after going into the mall, after coming from the mall with everything is despair and gray and everything wants to kill you in horrible colors, you land in Noribos and the first thing that you go is Bastion, which is a very relaxed zone full of angels and good things.
You know what? Would I also count like when you finish that introductory quest?
Yeah.
That you encounter all the leaders and you think, oh, we're gonna all get away from here.
Yeah.
And you're the only one. That's a good turning point. Like, no, my friend, they're behind.
Yeah, that's a you thought like, all right, everything is gonna be fine. Alduin did his thing, and Alduin did his light of ray thing, as in the BFA cinematic where he cries while casting a spell.
His 2-year cooldown.
Yeah. And you say, everything is gonna be fine, but no, nobody can use the portal that is your salvation, and then you have to leave your friends behind.
I will count that as a turning point.
Yeah.
Then in Ardenwall, like
the Ysera thing is
bringing back Ysera to life. Big. That was pretty cool.
And it starts
the Winter Queen sacrificing a little bit of her own soul to
bring it back. And I love like I don't know what at this point I'm thinking about the implications of what they say that everything that the Emerald dreams will be done if she dies and that sort of stuff. And the lines in the delivery are weird because supposedly the Emerald Dream is a place, or it's not a place, or maybe it's a place in somewhere in Ardenweald. That was my only doubt, but that emotional moment was very cool. And you start carrying the seed without knowing.
Yeah, it's they gave you some assignments, quote unquote, and you kind of suspect that this is bigger than you, but at the end you end up getting Ysera, and that's really emotional and really cool. Yeah,
because it starts like, you have this seed, please go save it.
Yeah.
Right? And then you save the seed, and then the guy who's taking care of it is like, the seed resonates with you, but he has problem of letting go of his torment. And then it starts, and it makes it personal because it's like, you're the only one who can like help her remove the torment of the seed, and it kind of like gives you this role of caretaker for this seed, and then at the end you find out that it's actually Ysera and all the dramatic stuff. It's very cool.
it is a very cool turning point.
Yeah. And then Ventir is just the presentation of the bad guy.
No, but like he, I mean, the thing is that we all know that he was the bad guy.
Yes,
because we all knew that he was the end boss of the raid.
Yes, correct.
But like you get introduced to the son, and he's the one that welcomes you.
Yeah, he's the one that welcomes you.
And you do some jobs for him, and it's kind of in the middle that you get to know like this.
Oh, there's a revolution.
Rebel force.
Yeah.
You get to know what he like actually knowing what he's doing. Like you get to go to a little piece of the raid and see what he's doing.
Yeah.
And all the anima that he's collecting. That's an interesting.
That is super cool. That is super cool because you're like, oh yeah, you're supposedly capturing this rebel, and the rebel says like, no, you have to see the truth. Follow me to this mirror, and then you actually spy on Venatris and shows you that he has not very good intentions.
And like the end of the quest where he just dumps all the anima into a maw.
It's insane.
That's a very dramatic moment.
Yeah, super dramatic, and it's like forever because when you enter Ventir, the maw is normal. It's like down there. The zone is the piece of the zone is normal, and then he breaks all the anima, and then the maw is now red with Ventir anima, and it's oh my god. Dun dun dun!
And it's an amazing. It's a really effective way of basically introducing the raid, because that's basically what the campaign is doing, is just
So and then
building up to go to the raid.
You have two story progressions there when you are like advancing the faction campaign, and then there's supposed to be a story beat at the end of the raid. We haven't completed the raid, so we don't know. And I've been trying not to spoil myself because I actually want to get to that story beat and see it. I probably spoil myself with the Warfare's race that starts this week.
It starts Tuesday.
Yeah, starting Tuesday. So I don't know. What is the big story big point at the end of the raid?
I don't know, but yeah, it has. All I will say is that Shadowlands story has a good story.
Yes. It's good. And I've been enjoying my. I insist. I've been enjoying a lot my Covenant campaign.
The Covenant campaign is really really cool.
Yeah, I've been enjoying it a lot. Like all these aristocrat things in Ventir, and then find out that there is people who actually support the dude, but they don't want to show it. And it's about like power of the aristocracy and who do you support, and interesting, super interesting. And you do the silly things of putting like tea parties for people so that they can join your aristocrat union. Is weird. Because I guess that you convince people in parties, right, Lucho?
Yeah. That's what social gatherings are for.
That's what for convincing people to do favors for you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Pretty much. All right, so enemy factions.
That one is a weird one.
In this expansion, yes.
In all of the expansions.
What we consider right now as an enemy faction? Well, I guess the Maw and the forces of the Maw.
The jailer and its forces.
Yeah.
And its forces.
Parts of Maldraxxus, like a one of the houses of Maldraxxus, is it?
Yeah.
Which house?
I mean, but it's a little bit of everything. There is also Deus and her Forson in Bastion. There is a faction. There was a portion of Ventir.
Yeah, there was an Uthor, and the way, the path of the other way of the Bastion thing is, what?
What do you mean? What's the other way of the Bastion thing?
They say they are like a faction, but I remember the name right now.
Yeah, the first one.
The first one. I didn't hear you. Sorry. What else? Which is the house? Is the House of Constructs, right? The one that invades Bastion.
One of the houses, I don't remember the name.
I think it's the House of Constructs that decides to invade Bastion.
Yeah, it's one of the houses that betrayed the side of the Primus.
Yeah.
I don't remember the house.
Yeah. And the fact that they kill the house leader that is helping us when we enter.
Yep.
Because there is a betrayer in the midst.
Yeah, but like in general terms, like the enemy faction is the jailer and whatever forces
he is manipulating, basically.
He is using.
And that implies the House of Constructs, the Forsworn in Bastion, the Nathrius and their aristocrats in Ventir, and what is the one from Underwheel? But it's weird because I feel like the Ardenwheel doesn't. They're like a parasitic side. It's like, oh, everything is dying, so we want to like savage everything in the place, right? But I don't know if they're directly associated with the jailer.
Probably they are. We may not know. Yeah, but like it's funny because in WoW that's not the only. Like in WoW you choose a faction.
Yeah, that's the other thing. And we have the Horde and the Alliance faction.
And the other faction are your enemies.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
It is what it is.
So it's a funny thing that
we end the war. We say like we're in peace now, but we still kill each other.
It's World of Warcraft.
It's World of
Warcraft. Kill each other. It's not World of Peacecraft.
It's not World of Peacecraft. Oh my god. Yeah, so those are the enemy factions of this expansion.
That's the enemy faction for this expansion.
Yeah.
Which is you can say that is not the most interesting one.
Yeah.
But it's also the newest one for us because
correct.
We have the WoW lore has never dealt with the Shadowlands or the Afterlife.
Correct.
But in the past we have dealt with like all gods and multiple times
and titans and demons
like crazy titans, demons. Yeah. So it has its plethora of enemy factions. I really like the whole all god thingy and cosmic horror.
The cosmic conflict about the light and the dark and.
That's sure, but no, more like the cosmic horror of the. Yeah.
And the fact that everybody's wondering why there was a light being in the middle of Ventir being captured and tortured.
Yeah, it's not. There are a lot of things. There are a lot of mysteries, and those are probably crumbles that WoW is planting for future expansions.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be surprising. It wouldn't be surprising if we don't get an answer for why there was an Aru capture in Ventir.
Yeah.
And why it's the Ventir zone, like one of the zones being like obliterated by light all the time.
Yeah. And
that's allegedly retaliation from the light because something happened.
Yeah, exactly.
We won't get answers. We may not get answers for these things. These are probably just seeds put their future storytelling.
Because the big, what everybody expects is that World of Warcraft wants their big universe expanding war between spheres in planes of existence and that sort of stuff.
We may never get that.
Who knows? We've been having a space war since, I think in Legion we have space wars.
We have been having a space wars in the Orcs Invaded.
Fair enough.
It's just a space war.
But I like going into a ship and going I feel that more in Legion than when you actually go into a ship and get technology and space
We've been going to other worlds.
Yes, that's different.
The Burning Crusade. It was a different world.
Yes. But yeah, super interesting seeds that they're planting in the enemy factions that they're putting in, the mysteries they're putting in the expansion. So, characters and relevant NPCs and the construction in general in the lore. So I do like Draka. Even if she is a returning character in what she does in the expansion. I find some of the big faction leaders super interesting. The Winter Queen is a super interesting character. And the fact that they bring the characters that they were in the cinematics, you travel with the main character of the cinematic of Ardenweald for a while. We have Bolvar as a central character in the expansion, and the guys that are in the city. What is the name of them? The Volturi, the Ventiri, the guys with the candle heads.
I don't remember the name of their...
Yeah. Some of those are super interesting, especially the vendor. Big shout out to the vendor in the mall.
That is voiced by
the
Anna's voice actress.
Yeah. What are the interesting NPCs there is?
I mean, did you find them interesting?
Yes.
Again, like as I mentioned before, like some of them are on its own right in the expansion, some of them are not. Because the big faction leaders, they are interesting and relevant, and as I said before, you care about them, but not because of their story currently.
No. Okay.
Because they have taken a back seat in the story.
Okay.
So those, they are interesting, but they fall into that category of we care about them because we know who they are. And we've been spending time with them for a long time.
Okay.
But they were not built throughout this expansion. So that's just a thing.
So what is your point of view? Do you like the NPCs of this expansion?
The problem is that we need more development.
Yeah, all right.
Because they have been... I wouldn't say that they are underdeveloped, but there's until we get to play the whole Covenant campaigns, we don't know.
We don't. Yeah.
For example, the Winter Queen.
Yeah. Okay,
she brought back Ysera, but she was basically... we haven't talked to her much. We don't know what her deal is. She's just around. It's the same thing. Like what about the Bastion lady? Forgot her name.
The Archon, is it?
The Archon.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's in charge and she rules with an iron fist.
But
that's pretty much it.
I don't know. I feel connected to at least. I don't know. I don't know how's your experience in your faction quest, but for me, I started to care about the prince, the revolutionary prince, and what he's trying to do because of the quest lines and stuff that I've been doing for him and the way he acts and take decisions in this mini.
Sure, but you cannot judge. Good for you. But you cannot judge the whole thing.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like
part of the experience.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like that's been my experience in my Covenant. I don't know about the rest.
Yeah, but you cannot judge the whole expansion on that.
Fair enough.
And that's my point.
Right.
Like
so
that right now they feel underdeveloped.
Yeah, maybe it's a thing of wait and see. The same as the jailer. The jailer feels super underdeveloped. Yeah,
we know that he's the bad guy, but
that's it. Yeah,
that's it. I find more interesting Sylvana's story, but
correct.
Sure, I have to spend more time with Sylvana.
Correct. Yeah. So you say maybe it's a matter of time.
It could be, but it could not. I cannot tell you now. It is a matter of time to make us.
All right. Yeah.
Can I have a definite judgment now? No, because the whole story is not out.
All right. So then, in terms of like the NPCs that we've been with for a long time, Alduin, Jaina, Bloodhoof Troll, All those are great NPCs overall. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that speaks of WoW as a storytelling device in general.
Yeah. It's a big overhaul. But
like,
in this,
sure, like,
yeah, maybe it's a thing about time. See, we get to spend more time with those characters, then we will.
Of course it is. But not only more time, just we need more stories
to be told.
Show us more who these NPCs are.
Yeah. All right, fair enough.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree with you. I do agree with you.
Like for example, like, do I care about my Covenant? Yes. Do I really care about the leader of the Covenant?
I'm starting to care. I don't know about you.
But even for the Winter Queen, like, do I really care about her? I don't know.
All right. Fair enough. So we will have to wait and see. So far the record has been good. Like the NPCs from past expansions have been all very cool.
Yeah, they have. For the most part, they have.
For the most part.
Some of them get old and become Mimi. Poor Magni.
Like, for example?
Like Magni.
Like Magni? Ah, yeah. Poor Magni.
I mean, he's a huge NPC, like, with a huge role in the story of the world. Like, not only since he became the voice of Azeroth, but since before that, he was one of the leaders for the dwarf race.
Yeah. That's funny.
And then he became the Wounds.
The Wounds.
Champion, the Wounds.
You're right.
For example, for example, I really like the character of what's the name of the dude? I forgot.
Which name?
Nathanos.
Yes, Nathanos. Yeah.
I really like him. I thought he was funny.
Yeah.
So
was Nathanos introduced in what expansion? Oh, he's always been
in Vanilla.
There. Vanilla.
He was a hunter trainer in Vanilla.
He was a what? Hunter trainer in Vanilla, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. He's been around since forever.
Wow. Okay. It's weird because for me, like, I just have some. I guess that is the sensation that some NPCs starting to exist for me in the World of Warcraft, where they kind of took a central role in one of the expansions.
I mean, that's like Nathanos has existed since Vanilla, and since before that, like, he was not introduced in Vanilla.
Yeah.
In Vanilla, he was a hunter trainer. It's just that with the time, they gave him a bigger role with each expansion.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I don't know, like NPCs like I forgot one of the new undead leaders, not Kalia, the other one.
Not Kalia? Which one is the other one? The brother of Jaina?
No. No, there is this lady that every undead player likes.
This lady that but that's the one from the Void Elves. That's the sister of Sylvanas, right?
Nope.
No, it's not the sister of Sylvanas. Right?
Nope. She's not undead either.
She's not undead. Okay.
Who? Illyria? She's not undead. She just has void powers.
Yeah, she's Void Elves. Yeah, I was thinking.
Not only, yeah.
Did you find it?
I'm looking for it. I really need to know.
Oh my god.
It's one of these.
It's one of
Lillian
these.
Boss.
Who?
Lillian Boss.
Lillian Boss. Ah, yeah.
So again, she just started like as an NPC in Vanilla that you would like help and rescue, and she had like a really interesting story with her family and the Scarlet Crusade and all the thing.
Yep.
And she's been raised little by little into now becoming basically one of the leaders for the undead.
Correct.
So
So yeah.
I don't like, yeah.
So right now we cannot judge if the NPCs in Shadowlands are good because we need to spend more time in it, but record shows that they end up being very interesting.
In my opinion, for the most part, they end up being pretty interesting.
Yeah.
You might not like all of them because it's just subjective.
Yeah. All right. So weapon and armor and character design and how that is related to the lore of the expansion. I think.
Do you like it?
Yes, I loved all the aesthetics and cosmetics and weapons from the places. Very thematic.
They do a very good job in keeping them very relevant to corresponding zone/thematic that they have in mind.
Yeah, I wonder if they're gonna
have
more
You might not be
things.
a fan of the specific aesthetic, but
yeah. But I wonder if they're gonna have more things like Soros Bane, like this sword, which has this like legend that you have a lot of strength to take it out of the dirt, and then they gives you this super cool item with a proc that makes sense for what it is. Things like that are interesting. Are interesting narration quips through weapons and items.
Okay.
Yeah, things like that. Like that's a super cool thing. You get an item that is surrounded by this interesting lore of Una putting a sword into the ground so hard that you need a lot of strength to take it up, and it's like small and interesting.
Okay.
So I would like, I don't know if side quests do this, but I would like more. Like in terms of aesthetics and art, yes. Like all the aesthetics and art make sense, and the design makes sense for where they come from, and the thematics and the cosmetics around the zones are very on point in the majority of items, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a yes. Well, I would like more. I would like a little bit more. It's like having. I know that it's difficult in the context of World of Warcraft, but having like side quest or quest line where they give you a very special item.
And what's the point? I don't know where you're trying to go with this. You have to elaborate your idea.
My idea is that it's not only about aesthetics, but it can be more. It can be too about like lore deliverance through an item or a piece of power. Like get a cool sword after like I don't know, going and solving something in Bastion as a side quest, and that item is cool. Like the Soros Bane thing.
It can and it cannot.
All right.
Because usually things that get that treatment in WoW are special.
All right.
And if you make a lot of those, it becomes less special.
Fair enough. I get your point. Yes.
And in that sense, like a lot of the usual gear that you get is just like soldier's gear.
Yes.
and then that's why things like Legion legendaries felt special.
All right. Yeah, that's the way.
Because they were name items with lore behind them.
That is the way.
But then
that sort of stuff.
Then that's special. That's not your everyday.
So, what do you think that legendaries in this expansion does make sense in the lore side of things?
You can make everything work. What are you talking about specifically?
Like because I imagine that not so much because they're a construct that you forge, so they don't have a history behind. But
no, but you're the one, like you're the champion making the history.
Yeah, you're the champion making the history. But it'd be interesting if the recipes for the thing will have some kind of story behind. But the thing is that Ren Carver forgot everything, so no idea.
I mean, they're special because the Ren Carver is special.
Yeah, but who is the Ren Carver? Nobody knows.
Yeah, but that's one of the mysteries of the expansion.
Yeah. So
we've just been told that he matters. We don't know why.
Yeah. So I say yes.
You said yes to what?
I say yes that the items and the character design in the expansion are very well on point.
They are very on point. you may not like a specific aesthetic.
Yeah, that's different.
And that's different, but that matters.
Yeah. You know what? Well, the only thing that I found curious is like the aesthetic of the Ardenweald invaders is very similar to the aesthetic of the zone in BFA, where there's witches and that sort of stuff.
And that there's probably a good reason for that.
Well, that's interesting.
It is interesting, but
Yeah.
what I'm saying is that
You
that's
think there's
probably on purpose.
You think it's on purpose? Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
And there's probably a good reason why Sir Denatrius looks like that.
An elf vampire?
What?
Because it looks like an elf vampire?
Like a Death Lord.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, like a devil. Yes.
There's probably a reason for that. It's
Yeah,
not,
that's true.
that's not at random.
No.
And there's been a lot of speculations about those two things. Like,
Yeah, correct.
so, like either why he looks like that, or why the enemies in Ardenweald look like the
witches.
BFA witchy kind of thing. There are probably things that are related. Like,
Cool.
like a lot of the witchy things in that zone in BFA had to do with necromancy and all that stuff.
Fair enough.
So it's probably related to that kind of thing.
Yeah, but yeah, I did like the character design and the weapon design and the armors in the zones.
I'm not a huge fan of the basic armor design for like the dungeon sets. Those are kind of boring.
Okay.
The raid set looks really nice.
Yes,
Because all the raid sets look amazing.
Yes, correct.
The dungeon ones,
You want
I honestly prefer the UFA
dungeon
sets.
Fair enough.
I'm not a big fan of, especially a plate one. It just looks like those guards in Oribos. And they look kind of plain and meh.
No, fair enough, yeah.
But that's, again, just personal preference. I'm not a big fan of like some of the aesthetics that come from just questing and like dungeon drops.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to get more of the Conan specific armor and more.
Yeah,
of
those
the,
looks amazing, man. They started
more of the raid stuff. Those look really interesting.
Yeah.
But that's just like if you ask me.
Yeah, that's.
Do they look interesting? Not really. Like the dungeon stuff doesn't, and it is a shame. I think that one is falling short for me.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. In terms of aesthetics, everything. In terms of aesthetics, everything makes sense. But
it
maybe
makes sense. But some of them is not super interesting.
Not as flashy. Yeah, not as flashy or interesting as you hope.
I don't care about being flashy. It's just kind of too plainy and like it doesn't look appealing.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's me, I guess.
There we go. For me, it's fine. Some aesthetics look cool and I want them. Some others is like, I don't know. That's my opinion.
Yeah, but if it is abnormal, that's a problem.
Fair enough. Okay.
That's the whole point.
You want everything to be, oh, that's super cool.
I mean, not everything, but like for example, world drops? No, they shouldn't.
Yeah.
Dungeon drops? Yeah, they should. And the mythic recolorings should have something special.
Yes.
Because it's mythic dungeoning.
Yes,
so.
the mythic. I agree with that. With the mythic recolorings should have some special.
So those should be cooler.
Yes.
That's the kind of thing that I'm talking about.
I agree with you.
So should they be more impressive? Yes, they should.
Yeah. Yes, Lucho, yes. All right. Memorable enemies or encounters.
mean, we haven't had much aside from the couple of raid bosses that we have done.
Yeah. And that's where the biggest memorable encounters are in World of Warcraft. In the raids. Some of the dungeon ones, I like the encounter in the other side. The final encounter is cool.
The final boss in the other side is a very good fight.
Yeah, it's super.
I like it a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, there are some dungeon bosses that are very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last boss of the other side is very cool. I like the maze in Mist of Tyrannus Heights.
Yes, but it's super annoying.
It's super easy.
Well, it's super easy, but when people don't know what they're doing, it's super annoying because they're entering random places.
Then, yeah, I mean, that happens, but I like that encounter a lot.
Yes. That dungeon is interesting in that encounter as well.
Not the dungeon. I really like the maze. I think that's a really nice idea.
Cool.
And I like that it makes you think. You cannot just
go
press W and win.
Yeah, correct.
I like that it's difficult, and I like that
Like,
it makes you do something different, like, because that's different.
Yeah, I do. I did like the two encounters of the raid so far.
The raid encounters in general are usually very good.
Yep.
Striking, which is the only one that we have killed in our guild, is a fairly straightforward encounter. It just requires. Yeah, it's interesting, and the huntsman, we're almost there. It's a good fight.
It's a good fight. Yeah. So far,
I'm really looking forward for some of the following fights.
Yes, me too. Did you fight the war boss? How do you find that one? How do you think about that one? Was it interesting? The war boss, the first war boss of this week?
They do have mechanics. The problem is that with enough people, you kind of
ignore the mechanics. I know
some of the mechanics, which is a shame.
Yeah.
Like, for example, in that sense, I think do you remember in Nazjatar?
Yeah.
There was a world boss, like the big ugly guy thingy. It was like a floating thing.
Yeah.
That one, if you couldn't really ignore the mechanic.
Correct. You have to do the mechanic.
Like, it was minimal. It was just get away from the blades on the floor. And
and that's it. Yeah, but...
And don't get pulled to what stuff.
Correct.
But you couldn't ignore those. I felt like in these world bosses specifically, you could just ignore it.
Yeah, we have to check we have to wait and see the other ones, but
we still have to see. We have to wait 3 more weeks.
Yeah, to see the other.
To see all the world bosses, but at least this one felt kind of. Yeah.
But I like that.
You may get hit by a spell, and you get one-shotted, but that's kind of you just don't. You get shot, but you got hit by something stupid.
Yeah, correct.
So.
But yeah, the let's see. I will say in the dungeons there are interesting fights, but I say the memorable ones is generally the final boss. Like like the other side final boss is super interesting. The fight against Devos is super interesting. You have to do the spear thing.
Devos is a good fight. That's true.
Yeah.
I really like the maze in Mist.
Yeah, the maze. Correct. But the interesting part of that dungeon is that maze because the boss are super easy.
Yeah, but in dungeons the trash is part of the encounter.
Yeah, correct.
That's why I'm counting it because it's a dungeon.
Correct.
I think
the holes of fate. The gargoyle that you fight at the end of holes is interesting. There are a couple of interesting bosses in the dungeons.
I really like the idea of the meat hook guy. Of the hook meat. It's not like Necrotic Wake.
It's Necrotic Wake, yeah. That you have to pull out the balls from the.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Yeah, yes, I too. I agree with that. It's a cool idea.
That mechanic is quite interesting, actually.
Yeah.
It's very unforgiving. Like if in a key you miss a couple of the hooks, you're just gonna get overrun by constructs.
Yeah, makes sense.
I like that one.
Yeah, but the final mechanic of that dungeon is super annoying. That teleports you to a side thingy, right?
Yeah, it's not that bad.
What happens if it teleports the healer? You're dead, or the tank? You're just dead.
It will never do it unless the DPS are dead.
Ah, all right. Okay.
It will never teleport the tank or the
healer. Yeah, fair. That makes sense.
It doesn't happen. Just like if people are like in the only case where I've seen that happens if there is only one DPS alive.
Yeah.
So that shouldn't happen. The other one that I really like, and you may forget the idea, was I have to go again through a fight in my head. Not Plagueful, not Necrotic Wake, not the other side. Missed.
Halls of Penance and Sanguine Depths are the other two.
Sanguine Depths is kind of unremarkable.
Yeah. Hall of Penance.
Which one is that one?
The one that you start with the construct at the beginning that leaves marks on the floor.
Oh, the construct at the beginning.
And then he ends with one of the aristocrats that pulls stones.
Yeah, the tower guy.
Yeah.
And it's a very all those bosses are very standard fights.
You're correct.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Deus is good.
Yeah, and Deus in terms of lore is one of the most significant because the others is like, oh yeah, you find the aristocrat who took you to the Natrius in one of the dungeons.
Yeah.
And then in Plagueful you fighting as the spirit of the spirit of the House of Plagues.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
I think Theater of Pain is a really good dungeon.
Theater of Pain, alright.
I really like the guy that janks to DPS to battle.
Yes.
That one is a really nice concept.
Yes.
And it's interesting. Like you just get to fight with your friend, with your like teammate right there.
Yep.
Live. See who wins. I like that idea. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I like the last boss of Theater of Pain. There's a lot of going on. It's a very hectic and difficult fight. I like it.
Yes. So there you go. Those are more. But in terms of lore, I think the Devil's ones is one of the
lore
most.
Is probably Devil's.
Yeah. Because the Plagueful one is more of a continuation of the tragedy of the House of Plague.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a continuation of that small story. They tell you that, oh yeah, this spirit and he was betrayed and now he's trapped and blah blah blah.
Yep.
The other side is a continuation of a storyline that comes from
BFA.
From BFA, which out of context you're like, what?
Yeah, out of context it leaves you kind of asking yourself what's going on.
Yeah. But the last fight is very cool, and that's it. And I think that's it. Like Sanguine Depths, Hall of Depth is the fight against the aristocrat who delivers you to. It's funny because it's the aristocrat who delivers you to Sargeras, and you help him get power. And now you kill him at the end of that dungeon. And that's it in terms of meaningful encounters with lore. Those are the big ones. We'll probably have more to say when we do the actual raid.
Yep, our guild progress slowly.
Alright. So, immersion. Do you get immersed in the Shadowlands?
I mean, throughout the main quest, like the voice acting got me.
Absolutely. You're dripping with immersion.
During the campaign, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely made a great job of immersing in this game. And you ask here, how high were the expectations prior to playing? I think my expectations were met. Tell you the truth, I was expecting a cool new story to go through. I was expecting a cool, interesting narrative, and new places to see, and that sort of stuff. And for me, it delivered.
I was very hyped, but like there was part of me who's worried about it.
For the future?
No, like what if I don't enjoy the story?
Okay, fair. Yes.
What if I don't like the Covenant?
Yeah, I'm easier to satisfy than Lucho. Clearly.
Like don't get me wrong, I'll still enjoy the game because I get the most enjoyment out of doing group content.
Yeah, I know.
But if the day-to-day is not what I expect,
yeah,
then the grind is gonna be more boring.
Correct.
But if the game delivers on making it interesting for me, I'll enjoy the grind more. It's not that I'm gonna do less or more. It's about how much I'm gonna enjoy it.
I'm finding it enjoyable. I'm finding good. I've been like it.
Yeah, me too.
And it's been satisfying so far has been satisfying my expectations of what I wanted for the new expansion.
Yeah, no, that's exactly my point. But my point is, I was very hyped for it, and I like part of being too hyped is, what if you get under delivered?
Yeah, of course. But it's funny because you were hyped for it, and you were kind of towing down my hypes. You were kind of like tempering me down.
Yeah, of course. I was doing the same thing for me.
Fair enough.
I mean, you don't have to. You don't let yourself get taken away by the hype train.
Yeah. So thank you, Lucho, I guess.
It is something that everyone should do. Just manage expectations.
Yes, correct. I agree with you.
Was I hyped? Yeah, clearly I was hyped. I was really waiting for the content. I was really looking forward to play Shadowlands.
Yeah,
but I knew that it could, like, everything could just be trash.
Yeah, everything could like be a bonfire, and it would be very sad.
There are things that I don't like right now. Like, for example, Beastmaster Hunter feels like trash right now. Not on the damage, but the rotation feels clunky.
All right. Changes of the class, all right, fair enough.
Yeah. It feels super clunky.
Did they make you sad in your class, Lucho?
In my spec, yeah. It is like no one is liking Beastmaster. No, because the rotation is not. It feels too clunky.
No wonder I've seen a lot more.
You have to force stuff.
I've seen a lot more. What is the other spec?
Marksman, it's way more powerful.
Yeah, I've seen a lot more marksman.
The rotation feels way more clean.
Yeah, my rotation didn't change at all, so.
It probably did. You're probably too at the game to notice.
Oh my god! Again with this. I double check and it did not. It's the same thing. I have execute, I have condemn, I have. I'm
just
sorry.
accept it.
I have execute, condemn, and I have 3 buttons which I care for, and they are not changed. They do the same damage when they proc.
Just accept that you're bad at the game. Just let it go.
I purposely went and studied the rotation of Fury War and what was the points, the high points, and the Fury thing, and everything else to see if I was doing something wrong in terms of DPS. You're not gonna change
anyone's mind.
And I'm not doing anything bad on DPS. I'm fine. Like rotation is fine.
You're not fooling anyone.
I hate you, Lucho.
You should hate yourself because I'm not the one who's bad at playing Warriors.
I'm not bad. I already check and I'm doing everything right. Jesus.
Let it go.
Anyway, so the immersion, yes. Big yes. Expectations so far it's been fine. It's been nice. It's been enjoyable. And finally, expanded lore.
I mean,
I don't pay much attention.
There is a lot of expanded lore.
Yeah, apparently there's a bunch of comics and stuff about
apparently,
it.
No, there is a lot of books and comics.
All right, there's books and comics and stuff. I haven't paid much attention to it. So, how is that? Have you paid attention to it? Did you?
The comics are amazing. Actually, really entertaining.
Really?
Yep.
And where do they publish them?
I think some of them are on the webpage. No. Some of them you have to buy because they're older.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because they were just published like physical comics.
No, fair enough. Yes. Oh, probably. So you have the word.
I have heard that the books, and like especially the books that they launch
with the expansion,
previous to every expansion, that those are usually very interesting and very good. I have read amazing comments of the. I forgot the name of the one that they launched just before Shadowlands.
Yeah,
but it's really good.
That they delay along the expansion. Yep. Yeah. So that's a big yes. To be honest, I haven't checked much beyond the cinematics for the expansion. Were very good. I haven't checked the other type of extra contents. Lucho.
I know you haven't because you're not a real WoW player.
You know, I'm just gonna ignore you every time you do a comment like that.
Because I'm right. I know when the truth hurts.
I'm just gonna ignore you and you say like, just let him think whatever he wants to think.
I know when the truth hurts.
I'll be happy. I am a decent WoW player, and that's the end of it.
Are you?
I am.
Are you sure? Why are you fooling yourself, my friend?
What do you want me to do, Lucho? What do you want me to do? How do I demonstrate that I'm a decent WoW player? Tell me.
#get good.
That's it? That's all I have to do? What, do rotations by hand? Full by hand? Like click every single button?
You'll never convince me that you're good at WoW.
Yeah, alright. That's a lost fight, folks.
Yes, it is.
There you go. He's declared that for forever until the end of time, I am a bad player at the eyes of Lucho. So
yes.
All right, cool. and that's it about the lore. I think overall is very good, very positive, very cool, very nice. This expansion has been so far so good.
I mean, the advantage is again the lures most of the lore in game.
Yep.
The problem is that since it's an old game, if you really wanted to experience all the lore in game, you'll spend a lot of time doing it.
Yeah. Or you just watch YouTube videos.
That's not experiencing.
Experiencing the
lore.
Yeah. Experiencing the lore as an experience, it will take you a long time to do. Yes.
You could do it. It will take a lot of time, but most of it is delivered through game.
Yeah.
See, again, like just by the fact that it's an old game, a lot of that lore is reading.
It's text. Yeah.
Yeah. The voice acting. Like just increases as you get closer to newer content.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a lot of reading.
Yes.
So that's probably a disadvantage. It's definitely a disadvantage if you're newish to a game. That if you really wanted to experience things in game, there's a lot of reading ahead of you, and there's a lot of questing, like hours to no end of quest to experience the lore in game.
Correct.
That's probably a critique. Yeah. Should there be a way to get at least snippets of the lore, like in a more digestible way? Maybe. Like in game.
Yeah.
Like maybe some place, like something will be nice. It's a place where you can see you can watch all the in-game cinematics for an expansion. That would be really nice.
Yeah, I agree. That would be really nice.
You know what I mean? Like an NPC that you can go and talk and has list of all the cinematics for that
in chronological order. Yeah, that'd be nice.
That would be really nice. That would really help with the luring.
Yes.
At least to get to know the thing.
Yes, I agree.
So it is like in general terms, it's kind of a mixed bag.
Right.
Because if you're playing the current content, it's very good.
Yes.
But the whole getting into a whole context, it's gonna demand you doing a lot of things outside of the game, like watching watching YouTube or reading stuff.
Yeah.
Or if you want to experience it in game, it's a whole different kind of work. So
correct.
I don't know. It's like as a whole, it's mixed. In my opinion.
As a whole, it's mixed. Yes. As the expansion standalone, so far so good in delivering this stuff. As a whole game thingy is complex.
It is a very complex topic to approach.
Yeah. And it has his faults. He has points on some. Like the beginning of the WoW campaign was very cool. I find it really, really cool in terms of lore and what you have to do. But it loses its pace after that. BFA campaign, this kind of the same. It was very cool and then lost kind of pace. The Legion campaign is super interesting, but for you to experience it in game is the same. It has like a very low points because I understand why it's been designed to be experienced as it's been dealt out.
Yeah, and the same thing is gonna happen for Shadowlands eventually.
Yeah, eventually. Even if they're putting kind of elements for trying not to happen that like if you come late into expansion, you technically be able to play through all the Covenant campaign all at once. And that would be satisfying to get if you just play, you get all the Covenant campaign straight away. And that will make it feel like a lot more consistent compared with the others when you have reputation to grind on to get to the other story points in the old ones. But that's a system that they're just doing now to avoid that.
Yeah, but it's gonna happen. Like the further away that we get into Shadowlands, catching up with the story is gonna feel more clunky because
correct. Yeah, it's inevitable.
It is designed to deliver at a very specific pace.
Correct.
When the content is current and
yes,
and WoW it's known to that and to kind of disregard older content a little bit.
Yes,
more.
Correct.
For better or for worse.
For better or for worse, yes, absolutely. All right, that's the lore and the stuff. Now we go to audience questions and feedback. Remember that if you want to ask us a question, if you had a doubt, if you had a comment, or you think that something we say was wrong and wants to correct us live here on the podcast, you can send us everything to our email, to our Twitter handlers, to the comment sections in YouTube. If you are watching us on YouTube, you can leave it there. We'll read it and we'll answer you here live on the podcast. So the first question of this week is it possible to enjoy WoW as a solo player?
I mean, it depends on the type of content that you enjoy.
Yes. I will say that if you like PvP and you don't like to and you like to raid normally.
If you like any type of like to complete any type of high-end current content, no.
You need not to be a solo
PvP,
player.
nor mythic dungeons, nor raiding. If you're interested in those, no.
But you can just bug all that, right?
Yeah, that's not enjoyable at all.
Okay. No, but the question, all right, fair enough. Yeah.
If that's what you care about, no.
Yes. All right.
There are many other things to care about in the game.
Yeah.
Do you if your thing is, for example, do you enjoy the market and the auction?
Yes.
Yeah, you can do that as a solo player. Do you like collecting things? You can do that as a solo player because there's plenty of content that you can collect.
The majority of things you can do solo. Yeah.
And a lot of the even for current content, a lot of the secrets and collection and treasures, those are done solo.
Yes.
So if that's your focus, yes. So it just depends on what you care about the game.
So it depends on what type of players are you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're definitely like if your interest is either raiding, Mythic Plus, or
PvP at a
or
higher.
PvP,
Yeah.
it's
You need people.
you need people.
To have a good time, because if you don't want to have a good time,
You can put anything, but
You can
pugging is
put-
not a good.
you can
That's-
put everything and anything in the game, but it's not. The majority
Not a
of the
good
time is not a good experience. The majority of the time is not a good experience.
Yeah, it's not a good experience. So
So yeah, that's the answer, I think. Yeah.
that's
Yes, it
my
is possible.
answer.
Yeah, I will. I 100% agree with you. It's like it is possible, but depending on the type of player, you'll get like different. And because the question is enjoy, not just play.
Yeah, I mean you can
It's-
play.
Yeah,
You can play solo. You can do anything. But
yeah. But yeah, enjoy it. Yeah, in that sense, I agree with you, Lucho. You are.
I mean,
100%
yes,
right.
you can. It just
Yes, you
depend on your goals.
Yeah, depends on what you want to do inside the game. And the next question is: will making WoW mechanics more streamlined make it a more popular game?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? If you, I don't know, if you take the combat system from, all right, a more MMO streamlined combat system. If you take a combat system from Elder Scrolls Online, which you just have, 4 spells in rotations and the rest are passives, and you can technically play with the control.
Okay.
What if you do that to World of Warcraft?
I mean, I bet that the people that enjoy doing group content in WoW enjoy it because of the complexity of the game.
But still, World of Warcraft has this huge wall of entry, even if it's been lower throughout the time. In terms of mechanics and that sort of stuff, World of Warcraft still have this huge wall of entry of all the abilities and all the intricacies and that sort of stuff.
No, that's what makes the game interesting.
So you think if you remove that, that will make the game less interesting?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I mean, for the type of
Will
player
it make it
who
a more
care about
popular
WoW.
game
No,
for
definitely not.
for the mainstream people?
I mean, if you remove the complexity of WoW, you have nothing.
Yeah. You remove the complexity, wow, you have nothing.
That's what the game is built around.
Yeah, you're probably right, yes. Yeah, all the discussions about like the interactions in the classes and the difference between them and all you have to manage. That's big part of the attractiveness of the game. Yeah.
And that's what the game is built around.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know. I didn't think so. I think it will make it more popular.
Right. I think that it could make it more popular or more accessible, but it won't do.
It wouldn't
good
be
for
WoW.
the game. Yeah, exactly. It wouldn't
Like
be
WoW is defined by its rate. If you
Yeah.
remove any of the complexity, either mechanically or in the encounters,
It
it's not
stops
WoW
being
anymore.
WoW. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's
Yeah. I
it's
agree.
that simple in a sense.
Correct. All right, and that is all, folks.
That's all for this week's episode.
Indeed.
Once again, thanks for tuning in to Sweaty, the Farmer, and the Game Design. My name is Lucho, and you can find me on Twitter at LuisJPolanco.
And I am the Lone Name Gamer. You can find me on Twitter at the Lone Name Gamer and on twitch.tv/LoneNameGamerTV, where I stream some days. But follow my social medias to see where I stream, especially in these holidays, days of chaos and stuff. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe, send us your kisses and your hugs, send your Christmas wishes and your Santa Claus letters and everything that you can do, and share us in all your in all your social media accounts and tell the people, oh look, these guys are still doing this in holidays, and they're cool, especially because I'm gonna be away from my family, and then I get to listen to cool podcasts. There you go. And thank you for all the support that you give us. We deeply appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you for coming to the Sweaty the Farmer and the Game Design. See you next time. Bye. And did you know most of the popular soda drinks today originated and flourished in pharmacies during the late 19th and 20th centuries? Early sodas were marketed as cure-alls for impotence, stomach pain, scurvy, alcoholism, opium addictions, nervousness, and more. And now that you think about it, that is funny because now soda and soda drinks are considered kind of an addiction. People get addicted to Coke and soft drinks, right?
And sugar.
And sugar, yeah. So yeah, it started as medicine for a lot of things. I'm surprised that it doesn't say that cure cancer, man.
It probably did at some point. In 2001, Americans spent over $60 billion on carbonated soft drinks. During the same year, the average American consumed approximately 53 gallons
Jesus Christ.
of soft.
That's a lot. That's a lot of soda. So what is your favorite soft drink? Favorite soft drink of Lucho?
Soft drink?
Yeah.
Iced tea?
That's not a soft drink.
It is not a hard drink.
That is correct. It's not a hard drink, but it's not a soft drink.
It is a soft drink.
What is your favorite soda, Lucho? Stop trolling me. Damn it. Yes.
Soda. I don't drink soda really.
You don't drink, but you drink soda at some point in your life. What was your favorite one?
Grape soda.
Grape soda.